Oh, golly, good Saturday. Well, good Sunday morning. This is Saturday. I'm going to have just a calm, slow day. I'm sort of stressing myself out about all the little nagging things I got to do, like finish putting my motorcycle back together, the air filters in the car, Bev's yard needs mowing because we've had so much rain that you can't even get a mower on the yard. As a matter of fact, my wife is push mowing our yard because it won't hold the weight of the lawnmower. You'll sink. And so tomorrow I'm gonna mow Bev's yard tomorrow late afternoon, and that will have 3 days of sunshine on it. Hopefully it will be dry enough to get a lawnmower on. And tomorrow during the day, I'm probably going to do all my little rat killing, the pickup truck, the air filters, and at least get the O-rings in my bike. So if I suddenly decide I want to ride, I can do that. The front tire I can do anytime. So today I'm just going to stop worrying about all the little peripheral things that need to be done and just enjoy working on knives. I have almost all of the knives ready for sheaths, and I'll move them in there and make sheaths one at a time. I have no offers on any of these knives. I really thought that they would interest more people since they're so old and they're in such incredible shape. This is officially my favorite knife now. It's K-Bar. Boy, I tell you, you got to get that just right. There we go. And I'm going to do these three. I'm going to take my time. I'm just going to stop sweating everything and enjoy my shop time. So I think I'm going to do this first. So we'll give you a good look at how ugly it is right now. And I'll have to do the pommel. What do people do with these things? Like hammer nails? I mean, why do they look so bad? Look at that. That's just I really wondered what it would take for a knife to sustain that much damage. Okay, I don't know what I'm going to do about this. I'm really curious about how. I'm thinking, see, because you can see the spine here, it has to have a gap and then another piece that this slides. Oh, it's okay, I bet you I know. Let me show you what I think this is. How am I going to do this? Okay, looking straight down the knife that way, I'm thinking that it's probably like this. Like that, and this is the spine you can see on either side. So that's interesting. All right, let me get to work on this. Here's a good look at it. It's really going to need some. I don't think these are. No, they're not. So what I'm going to do is grind this edge off and put my own edge on. But it has no deep pits, so I'm wondering if this will buff out. So I think what I'm going to do is put some 600 on this and then go to my buffer. But I'm going to do the handle first. And no, I'm not. I'll do the blade first. We'll be right back. Well, I did have to go to the belt grinder. But I put a 180 belt on, and it seems to have done a pretty good job. And I'm going to hand sand. This is 320. I'm going to hand sand this up to 320 and then 500, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, I got a feeling this is going to look really good. So Charlie's coming down here. She wants me to check the oil in the lawnmower, and as soon as she does that, I'm going to go into the buffing room and we're going to give this a buff, see if we can bring out the beauty in it. Do I still have a nick? No, that's good. I think I can buff this pommel up pretty good. I did sand them, but a vast majority of the dings and dents out, but I think the buffer will get the rest. Okay, I'm anxious to go do this, and I'll be covered in head to toe with schmutz again. So while I'm waiting on Charlie to come down here with the lawnmower, I think I'll turn around and try to get this one apart. And all I'm going to do on this is, well, crap. Isn't it? What happens to these handles? The pommels, I mean. This pommel is in bad shape too. Okay, well, all I'm going to do on this is sand that and buff it. Polish the brass. These are oddly fat. I may reshape that handle just a little bit. I don't know yet. But if I do, you'll see. So actually, I'm not going to get ahead of myself, because if I take these apart, you know, these got to go back in order. And I sometimes knock things around, and then I got to go trial and error, see which ones go where. So I will wait on her to come down here with the lawnmower. Man, are you ready? Now, it does have some deeper pits, but I'm not going to sand them out. I don't want to drastically change the knife, you know. It has earned the right to keep some some character, but oh, that's a pin. There we go. There's one for today. And now we'll work on this one. No, I think I'm going to do this one next. This one I should be able to do in no time at all. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to show you the before and after. So here's the before. And here, well, it could be better. I haven't cleaned all the polishing compound off it yet. And I don't have my glasses on. Let me put my glasses on. Okay, now I can see what you're seeing. Not bad, but, you know, it's a lower end knife without a doubt. Not bad. I did get all the dings out. Dings and dents and scratches. Okay, next is this one. But I got to make another, let me show you the end of these. I got to make another, I don't even know what they call that. You know, what kind of screwdriver would you call that? I bet it has a name. Anyway, I got to make another one. I'll be right back. I bought something from Benchmark Abrasives my first time. And it really bothers me that you have to carefully search to make sure they haven't automatically checked a box saying, yes, I want you to absolutely spam my email inbox 2 or 3 times a day with ads and junk that I would never willingly, knowingly sign up for. It's just such bad, crappy business. It's dishonest. Well, anyway, Benchmark Abrasives, it took forever to mail me. I think you maybe remember me complaining about it. I ordered it, something they were advertising on Facebook, and it took them like a week to ship it to me. So I know what they do is they do drop shipping, you know, or just-in-time shipping, or they don't actually have it in stock. And when you order it, they order it, ships to them, then they ship it to you. That's total BS. And I have been getting email after email 2-3 times a day, really freaking aggravating. So I went and you got to go to their website to unsubscribe. There's no button on all these emails that you can hit unsubscribe. And I won't buy anything else from Benchmark, that's for sure. What a pain in the neck. First of all, they didn't have what I ordered. And instead of telling me they didn't have what I ordered, they just let my order sit. It said, a label has been created, as if, they'd be handing it off to the post office very soon. Well, a week went by before they finally got it, put it in a box and mailed it to me. So anyway, just one of them things that's just not right. And it makes me not want to do business. When I buy something from somebody and their very next act is to automatically check a box that I would never in a million years check, then I'm not likely to do business with them anymore. And Benchmark Abrasives is now on that list. Well, I made a new slotted screwdriver, but it just would not turn. So my last resort is this, and it seems to be working. I wonder if I can do it by hand now. Yeah. Boy, that was in there, man. All right, let me get that out of there. Man, that wasn't going to come out no matter what. That is in there. Now I got to take a punch and knock that out. Boy, that took some doing there. All right, let me disassemble this, and I'll show you the parts. I hope I don't knock them around. I'll put them way back here, out of the way. Well, now I can't get this out. I've hammered, and I've just about got it so tore up that it's almost useless. So I got one last go right here, and I'm going to put my drill bit. It just fits kind of snug in there. I'm going to give that a tap. This is cheap Harbor Freight drill bit. Let's see if I can knock it out of there. All right, it ain't budging, and I'm tired of saying please. So let's get radical. All right. Boy, that is sure corroded. And I forget, it has a name, electrolysis, or when two dissimilar metals weld together, basically. And it's especially common with aluminum and whatever else. So there we go. Pain in the neck. Now I got to find a new one of these, which probably won't be difficult. I don't even know what they call. So first I got to figure out what they're called, and then I can go from there. So, all right, we are mostly ready to clean this up. I am going to do a little Googling and see if I can find what those screws are called. All right, let's see what we can do. Fixing to grind new bevels on it. All right, there's one side. Gonna look nice. Let me get it flipped over. All right, now we try and turn that into a shiny, pretty knife. I may have this done today. I think I'm gonna try something I haven't tried before, and that's to clean this up with some vinegar and a toothbrush and see if that can get some of the crud out of there. I have been buffing them, but let me see if the vinegar does a better job. I'm still gonna buff it, but if the vinegar and a brush can clean this up real nice, then I'm probably gonna use my lowest grit, the white polishing, on a loose buffing wheel. That way there's no chance of cracking it or breaking it or making it hot, because I do run that risk. All right, I'm gonna sand these up. I'm gonna buff it. I'm gonna clean this up. And I still haven't Googled this. I got distracted, which is hard to do. Oh, look, a squirrel. And that's Charlie's Carly's getting her greenhouse loaded up. Okay, let me get this in the vise and get some sandpaper out. We're getting there. I got to give my arms a break. This is the last side with 320. As soon as I sand out that, I can move up to 400. And I have found out what the name of the nut that I had to drill out was. It's called a pommel nut. It's pretty common. I do have to find out what the thread pitch and number are. I think a common one is 832, but this was made in Germany. I don't know. I'll have to find a thread pitch gauge, which I don't have, believe it or not, but they're easy enough to find. So I won't be able to put this together for quite a while. So I have to find out the thread pitch and count, and order a pommel nut. And you can't order one, you got to buy them like by the dozen. So we're getting there. I'll show you what it looks like all shined up, because I got about another hour or more of sanding to do. See you in a bit. Okay, story time. Giving my arms a rest. It's just amazing. It's just amazing how your brain works. I was sitting here resting my arms. I just was petting my baby, petting my good boy, and I was just thinking back to some of the concerts, some of the bands I saw play live. I saw Hall & Oates play before they were a hit, and they were in a bar about the size of my mobile home, and there was no stage. They were floor level. And then, like, within a year, they were, they had a hit album. And anyway, that's not the story. I just got out of the Army. It was 1980. And my friend Eric and I were going to see this band called, it was either The Eyes or Eyes, and their one hit, their medley of hit, was a song called You. And I had just got back from the Army, so I really didn't know much about them. But I did recall they had a hit. They changed their name from a band that was called Jasper Wrath. And they were actually a pretty good band, but it was early 70s, mid 70s. And somewhere along the line, they changed their name from Jasper Wrath. Oh, and they had a hit. What was their hit? Something about sunsets as Jasper Wrath. So then they became The Eyes, and they had another hit, and I'm talking about New England area, not nationwide, called You. Well, anyway, I got out of the Army, and one of the first things I did was Eric and I were going to a concert, and we were going to see Eyes, and I think the bar was called Toad's Place. Anyway, it was a hell of a snowstorm. So we pull into this McDonald's and we get a burger. And who was in there but the band we're fixing to go see? So we strike up a conversation. And, they seem like good guys, and they're pretty happy that they got recognized. And they take our names and tell us to tell the people at the door our names. They'll put us on the guest list. We get in for free. And they take off, and man, they were hauling ass in a driving snowstorm. I couldn't believe how fast they were going. We were going to tag along with them, but we didn't dare go that fast. Well, anyway, they got there long before we did, and they were setting up, mics and the drum sets and all that. And they recognized us and motioned for Eric and I to go backstage with them, and they asked us if we had anything to smoke. And of course we did. It was 1980. So there we are, sitting backstage with this band who was formerly Jasper Wrath. And I recall asking them that, who are the original members of Jasper Wrath? And as a 20-year-old, I remember still, 44 years later, the look on the lead singer's face. He did not want me asking that, and he didn't want to talk about the previous incarnation of the band. So I didn't ask any more questions, and about that, because I sensed just by the looks on their face that it was an uncomfortable thing to talk about. So anyway, we were passing the, around, getting, the word I use is FUP, F-U-P, duck. D-U-C-K. We were in backstage with the eyes getting fucked up, passing the apparatus around. Anyway, I just had that memory, and I was scrolling through Facebook, and what are the odds I would come across that? I follow something called Top Bands on Facebook, just because they put live music out, and you can play it. I play it over my Bluetooth, and I scroll through and I find something I haven't seen. Well, there you go. They had the band Eyes singing the song "You" at a country club in Shelton, Connecticut. And here's another bit of odd trivia. Shelton, Connecticut, back around the early 80s, 82, 83, 84, was the home of the Grand Wizard for the KKK. And the only reason I remember that or know that, and because I was thinking, if all places, New England, the Grand Wizard of the KKK, it just made no sense to me that, the KKK would choose. I hope this doesn't get, because who knows what you can say. Of all places for him to live, New England, the most, free and liberal and anti, here you go, I'm going to use another word that might get me kicked out. Anti-slavery, and then now, anyway, that was just a bizarre piece of thing. I remember hearing and then remembering for the rest of my life. Connecticut? Did you not do any research before you moved to Connecticut? Alrighty, back to sanding. My arms are killing me, and I really want to get this done and together, all except for the pommel nut. I still got to do a little research. I got to find the thread count, and these aren't Egyptian sheets or nothing. Thread pitch. That's what I need to do. Okay, back to sanding, everybody. One more grit. 600. I did a little more reading and research, and I'm going to try to leave a link in the description. You may not like this kind of music. I do. The lead singer for Jasper Wrath, his name was Jeff Cannata, Cannata. I'll try and leave a link. He has a YouTube channel, and some of his music, his personal music, is on there. And there was some infighting disagreements in the band Jasper Wrath. They put one album out. It was a great album. It received, critical acclaim. But like always, humans couldn't get along. Now, looking back, I understand. The lead singer of the Eyes was like one of the people that caused the trouble in the band Jasper Wrath. And that's why the band Jasper Wrath broke up. And that's why the group The Eyes were riding around in a station wagon hauling their own equipment with no roadies. Boy, oh boy. And that's the people we got, messed up with. Was the later incarnation of the band Jasper Wrath. It had, if I recall, it was like 3 original members, including the guy who was the lead singer of The Eyes. Now, The Eyes had 1 or 2 hits, I can't remember. But Jeff Cannata wrote all the music for the album, and I believe it was released in 1971. Maybe it was 76, I can't remember. But anyway, there you go, a little more history. The band was Jasper Wrath. The lead singer was Jeff Cannata, 2 N's, 1 T. And I found his YouTube channel and his Facebook page, and he doesn't, there's no sour grapes. He doesn't say anything. I did read some Wikipedia stuff, and it went into a little bit more detail about the breakup of the band and the infighting and all that. And there you go. All right, the next clip will be of this all shiny and polished, because about another 30 minutes of sanding and we're gonna buff. Wee doggy. Boy, that came out nice. That was a ton of work. I am exhausted. I really wanted to get that done and polished today. today, and I did. So, alrighty, I can't do anything else until I get the pommel nut, or if I had any brass, which I, wait a minute. Do I have any? I think I may have some brass. I don't know how thick it is. Huh. I could make something. Huh. I may do that. Drill it, tap it, and then whatever I tap this to, rethread that. I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to screw it up. What do I have here? No, those are hollow rods. What about that? What are you? Nope, you're a tube, not a rod. Oh well, I'll come up with something. Boy, I'll tell you, let me get a zoom in on this here. Look how it galled those threads. Just two dissimilar metals fighting each other. What a shame. And I can't do this until I get it on the knife, because it's just too small to hold on to. And I can probably, polish that, but that only takes a half a second. And I gotta get a file and straighten that out. It's got a little bit of ding there. But that's it for today. I am gonna get on my bandsaw and cut these off. I'm gonna cut this off. I'll make a new one out of brass. And I may just go ahead and get this on my belt grinder just to see what's underneath that. I'm gonna do that. That's next. I'm cutting these off, cutting everything off. I'll try and get this off. If not, I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I'm gonna see if this is worth bothering with by putting it on a belt sander and see what's left of that blade. Well, I've decided the pits are too deep. If I were to sand the pits out, there'd be nothing left of the blade. And I cannot get that out without destroying it. So at some point, look at all the corrosion. Aluminum corrosion. At some point, you gotta ask yourself just how much your time is worth. And I gave $5 for that just as an experiment to see if I could do anything with it. I knew what I was getting. And I can't justify spending this amount of time to make a knife that I wouldn't be proud of selling or handing off to someone else. It'd be a paper thin mess is what it would be. So I'm done with that. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna throw it away because I don't want to think about it anymore. It's done. Now I'm gonna concentrate on pommel nuts, and I may just go ahead and order some pommel nuts, and whatever thread size they send me, tap this to that thread size, because I really want to get this put together. Gonna be nice. Gonna be a pretty knife. Alrighty, I'm gonna cover these up, keep the dust off them, and you'll see this on Sunday, but this is Saturday. I'm gonna go home and take a shower and get all cleaned up for my 7 o'clock live stream debut. Have a good Sunday, y'all. I know this is a long one.